Alright, friends, let's get into it. Say on, depth of field. Alright, let's do it. Auto target. Toggle lock on. Let's do it.
Perhaps you've seen it.
Maybe in a dream. Nobody cares about Dark Souls 2's story. It's the worst of all of them. Okay, so I have not played Scholar, like, hardly at all. Let's see. Steam says nothing, because Steam's annoying. Come on. There we go. I have 4 hours in this game. I think I got to, the second Pursuer, and that was it. Oh wait, there's some, like, shit, wasn't there? So, I don't know much about Scholar. Does it fix the horrible, horrible bug where, actually, I might need to turn this game down just a tiny bit more. Does it fix the horrible bug where your, weapons degrade for literally no reason? Because that would be obnoxious if it didn't. Especially because they thought that making a place like the gutter was a good idea. Anyway. I know there was like a stupid little coin or something. I used to know a lot about vanilla. I have since repressed all memories of vanilla. Alright, well, it doesn't look like there's anything out here. So we're just gonna continue on and ignore these dudes. So when I first played this game, my brother got it on PS3, and he tried to jump and get that item right there, and died like 5 times. And that was when I started getting suspicious of this game, because the first achievement is dying, and it's called Welcome's Dark Souls. I want to say Night was the best because it has high health. Are there any differences? No, we go Night. Gift is Life Ring, Human Effigy, Healing Wares. I forget what Petrified something does. I want to say you trade it in, but I don't think you get anything good out of it. So we're just going to go with Healing Wares. Gender, female, thank you. Physique, let's just go not toned. Homeland. Hair is going to be the Dark Souls 1 hair. Hair color is going to be like this weird blue looking thing. Eyebrow color is going to be the same. Eye color is going to be orange. Tattoo. I don't want a tattoo. Overall, Now let's make those cheeks not... puffy. Jaw. That's gonna be ugly regardless, but you can't make good-looking characters in any Dark Souls game.
Come here for
For the same reason. Shut up. Alright. So we want to go up here. Get this chest. I forget what this even is. Oh, just human effigy. Human effigy system. Not sure how I feel about it. It's lit, fam. Oh boy, a soul of a lost undead. I wonder if they changed the torch to DS3 rules or not. I forget. But it's fine. So if you sneak down here, you can fight a guy that's not worth fighting. He gives you a stone ring, I want to say, which keeps, or at least he used to give you a stone ring, which kept your weapon durability up, which was absolutely required. Because, Dark Souls 2 had that bug that they never, ever fixed. I don't really care about that Soul of Lost and Dead, which is what I'm pretty sure it is. So let's just keep going. Hey, Maru. Whatever happened to you, Maru? You, like, disappeared for, like, a while. That's the gender change coffin. We're not gonna go through the tutorial because why would we? Oh boy. Let me out of here. And here we are at Majula. Majula is kind of pretty. It reminds me a lot of a bright Dark Souls 1 area. Oh man. This music's giving me some flashbacks to 2014. So, on PC anyway, Dark Souls 2 is my most played of the bunch. But that's because, like, I played it when the PvP scene was first starting to get lit, as the children say.
You have that.
Nobody cares about what you have to say, crestfallen bitch.
And what do you do?
So the first thing we're going to want to do is talk to this guy over and over again. And he will whine and whine. And we get the meme gesture. And we join his covenant.
May you help.
And we get the blue seal. which increases our health by, like, nothing. But that's it. It's just like a tiny little baby health increase. It also lets whiny little babies get helped when they need help. But that's it. I'm grabbing it for the health. That's it. We're not going to talk to her quite yet because we don't need to level up because we haven't killed anything. And we're going to equip the imported hood because I think it looks cool. Because I'm an edgelord. Fuck the gutter. Fuck it so hard. Alright, so we're gonna bop that. Oh wait, no, she gives us our Estus, doesn't she? Fuck. And that gives us our first Estus Flask shard. We're not gonna fight those guys. They drop red cracked orbs for some reason. I don't know why. In there is the weird chest that would give you weapons once every few months, and they were just recolors. I don't entirely understand it. I believe in here is a Titanite shard. Yep. And then, yeah, and those fucking pigs will just follow you until the ends of the earth, because fuck you, right? Coffee. So this is not where we're supposed to go, if I remember correctly, but I want to say there's a chest right here that contains a bad shield. But this is Dark Souls 2. Rolling is bad. Unless you want to cheat and get your adaptability to max. So we're gonna use shields, I guess. I fucking hate using shields. I didn't use one in Dark Souls 1. But that's Dark Souls 2 for you. This rolling is very bad. Oh, we should also unequip that. That scared the fucking shit out of me. Alright, where the fuck are you? Give me my Estus Flask, you fucking saucy bitch. Seek less. Alright. So now we unlocked this. So, an interesting change of pace was, you start with like 2 Estus Flasks. Now I have 3, I want to say. Is that right? No, you start with 1 Estus Flask. So they essentially want you to use your life gems. I believe that's everything, because we can't unlock the blacksmith just yet. This is like the best character in the game because it's a cat. And she sells nothing except for this is kind of useful. That's bad and useless. That's useless. That's kind of okay. And that's useless. And everything here is useless.
Nothing soup.
Oh, right. I used to be like such a milquetoast little bitch that like I would always buy something from shops because I didn't like to make them upset. Because I'm a little bitch like that, I guess. Oh, why am I coming back here? I need to go, I believe, up here. And instead of going to the left, which is where we came from, No, is it instead of going to the right, which is where we came from, we go to the left? There's binoculars down here, but binocular running was nerfed. Oh, yeah, this is where we came from, so we need to go over here. But binocular running got nerfed or patched out or something, so shrug. Head. Fatty. So, I was watching a review of Dark Souls 2 last night because it was long. Oh no, this is the wrong way to go. But we're gonna grab this over here anyway. Because we want as many life gems as possible because this game is balanced. So we won't be coming up here just yet. That guy's sword looks cool. Sucks. Fucking sucks, dick. But I was watching a review, and it was essentially saying, oh, people complain that this game is so linear, but Dark Souls 1 is linear. And it's like, a game can have, like, technically, all games are linear. Like, it's just a straight path to the end. They're weird, jaggy little frickin' things, but all games are straight paths to the end. They always will be. And I don't know, it just kind of irritated me. Because it's like, alright, if you want to criticize something or overtly defend something, like if you want to defend Dark Souls 2, fine. But stop making up points to make this game seem better than it is. Well, actually, you can just skip all the bosses and kill one boss 4 times. Like, that doesn't make it any cooler. I'm not gonna talk shit about Dark Souls 2 because it has its moments. But a lot of the moments are just weak. Is there anything over here? Okay. This chest, which is slightly perilous to get to, slightly, has human effigies in it. Oh, jeez Louise, I'm tired. So there's that. Now let's play some Dark Souls 2 proper. Oh right, they don't have the kick, they have the like shield bash. So immediately we fight 2 enemies and are rewarded with a bonfire. Fuck it. That's what I thought. We have fought 2 enemies and immediately we get a bonfire. That's gonna be a common occurrence in Dark Souls 2. Another one of the criticisms in the video I watched is that the backtracking in Dark Souls 1 is a waste of the player's time. But like, no. Dark Souls 1 has Metroidvania elements. You get the thing to unlock the door to continue on. It's like pretty bog standard, if you ask me. Just because it's not Breath of the Wild and you can go fight the boss whenever. Doesn't mean it's a bad game. Did they move the Hide Knight? Most certainly looks like it. So they made all the basic enemies a lot harder to just backstab fish. Which, I mean, I guess that's fine. I didn't even learn how to play Dark Souls until after I'd learned how to parry the world. But I fucking despise how they changed parry in this game. So there used to be a Hide Knight here in the original game. He's now not here. And that was like essentially your Drake sword was you sat there fighting him, corpse running fights with him until you won, and then you got a sword that was way stronger than you were intended to have at that point in the game, and you just like wrecked most shit. So there's a lot of enemies in this area, and it's supposed to teach you that, hey, if you run like an idiot, you're gonna get overrun. Which, I mean, that's fine. That's whatever. A green blossom. So as you can see, I fought like most of this area, and my weapon is already broken, almost. Liar. So, looks like, I don't know, I don't think they fixed it. Because why would they? So, essentially how you play this game is you're not supposed to have... You're not supposed to have that one weapon that you just use. You're supposed to have like 3 or 4. Unless you're going to the gutter, in which you need 7 fucking weapons. I'm not gonna go over there because I remember that just being a stupid hat, I think. And I'm not gonna like intentionally waste life gems at this stage in the game. So my first time playing this game, I didn't use a shield. And had a fucking terrible time. Because at this point I'd played Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 1 like... Oh, I don't have the dexterity for this, huh? I played Dark Souls 1 enough to like... never need a shield in that game. I spent most of my first playthrough hiding behind the Dragon Crest shield, but then I stopped. So I just dropped the shield. But I thought I could play Dark Souls 2 like that, so I never used shield. And it was fucking terrible. Because this game is balanced around you having a shield. Or at least it fucking feels like it. So that's not fun. So this area is cleared out now. Haven't touched my Estus. Probably will continue not to touch my Estus. There was 3 guys in here. I thought there was only 1. But it's fine, because we have life gems. So the life gem system is very interesting. I'm a fan of Demon's Souls. I really like that game. However, its system of healing, especially in PvP, oh man, it was bad. So then Dark Souls 1 came out, and they gave you one major healing item. That was your Estus. You had your Divine Blessings, which I think you could only get 3 of in a game. And one of them was your starting blessing. I want to say there's one in the sewers. There's one in the rafters of Anne Rolando. And there might be, I think, the chick in the brass armor drops one as well. But of course, humanity was ridiculous in that game because it was always like a full heal. Always. And it was pretty quick. It was about as quick as these life gems, and you could just grind for it. So during my first couple playthroughs, that was what I did. I always ran around with 99 humanity. Guaranteed I never used them, because the fact that I had 99 humanity made me feel good about myself. And that number don't go down. Or at least I didn't want it to. But the game was not balanced around having 99 humanity. However, this game has a merchant that will just sell you life gems for pretty cheap. And this game will expect you to carry 99 stock life gems at any given point. Like, just, no, you need to carry 99 life gems all the time. You use your Estus for bosses, and your life gems for areas. So they will do a lot of silly stuff like they just did up there, where I walked forward, immediately got hit by a, what's it called? Immediately got hit by a firebomb from a guy I couldn't see. Didn't even have the option to see. Which, that can be fine. It teaches players not to be so, like, reckless, but also that's like 90% of their level design in this game. It's just, oh, well, they have just healing items that they can just burn any given second of any given day. This is actually a cool idea. It's a locked door, and it's always going to be locked, but you can just bust it down. That's a nice idea. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm upset. So this is nice. It's a very dark area, and that was supposed to be something that this game was known for, which was darkness imprisoning me. All that I see. I don't know the lyrics. Anyway, that was like something that it was known for, was darkness. But then they just said fuck it and got rid of it. They made a huge torch system where you're only supposed to have so much torching that you can do. But then they just got rid of it because I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know why they did. There he is. So there used to be more dudes in that room, but I guess they got rid of them. I want to say this is either a branch or a life gem, and there's the other one on the tree. I want to say this is the life gem. Yeah. Oh, and the small white soapstone. They moved it up there, huh? Jumping ahead. Nope, just falling. Motherfucker. Okay, that is another one of my issues. Look at that! Look at my health bar right now! I could fall head first in real life and that shit wouldn't hurt. But because the chosen undead in this game, the monarch, the seeker of the throne, has fucking paper legs, I took 80% of 70% of my life from a tiny fall. What the fuck? That is another, like, look, I can jump off this staircase and it'll give me a shit ton of damage. Okay, maybe not that time, but still. It's dumb. Who thought that was a good idea? Oh my fucking god, I'm upset. So... oh, they moved the branch, huh? So that's just the beginning of my issues with this game, where it's like, why did you decide that that was a good idea? To just make weapon durability terrible? And just shit like that. It doesn't fundamentally make sense to me. And that's just how I feel about a lot of the design decisions in this game. Cestus, if you want it. Nothing good here. There's Ferris's Lockstones. Those are an interesting addition to the game, I want to say. They're definitely not bad. I don't mind Pharaoh's Lockstone. The entire Pharaoh's dungeon, I don't know how exactly you do it, but there's a way to there's some explosive barrels that create a shortcut that you can just destroy. I think you have to use firebombs, but I don't think she sells firebombs anymore. She used to sell firebombs. I didn't exactly look. But we'll just do it the natural way. Okay, so let me bitch about another design decision that I fucking hate about this game. Listen to that. I'm gonna equip this shitty weapon so I can show you. Every sound in this game sounds bad. I don't mean to sound aggressively nitpicky. Oh, nice, a bastard sword. I really don't mind to sound aggressively nitpicky, because that's probably exactly what I sound like. I have to go around for that one. But, just... not even at the end, like way before the end of my first playthrough, I was sick and fucking tired of this steel scraping against cement sound effect. I was so fucking done with that sound effect. And that's not even counting the weapons that actually always scrape around along the ground. The falchion running attack, and the falchion is the weapon I believe I used for 90% of my time. Is it this door or is it the next door? You can just punch this door and a dude will open it. It might be a different door though. Looks like it's a different door. But just that sound, and the sound of the as your character gets hit sounds dumb. And even though I'm a human, I sound like an undead. And just the moist sound effect just makes me cringe. It's gross. Also, these black barrels are explosive. Okay, so he's new. Interesting enemy placement, for sure. I actually don't mind them making this intro area harder. Because for sure it was pretty bland. So, my issue with the sequels to Dark Souls is I've played Dark Souls. I don't even want to know how many times I've beaten Dark Souls 1. I've beaten the console version twice. I've beaten Prepare to Die Edition. I own Remastered for some fucking reason. I've played Dark Souls. And thankfully this game isn't as bad as Dark Souls 3 is. But a lot of the bosses are supposed to be like, hey, this is our take on this boss. And it's like, oh, you're supposed to remind me of Nito. That's kind of neato, but also, you don't need to remind me about Dark Souls 1. I've fucking played the game. I own the game. I could literally leave this game and go play that game. Like, now. If I truly, truly wanted to. So why would I... And, okay, so that jump was mandatory and it's made me take damage. Like, why? Why is the fall damage in this game so fucking busted? Right after I played this game, I got Demon Souls, and holy fucking shit, you can fall off the fucking Empire State Building and go, ooh, I think I stubbed my toe. Oof, that hurts. My poor little toes. Because that's just how it should be. If I'm a zombie, I shouldn't worry about taking damage from the motherfucking falling damage. Oh, motherfucker. And there's our first death. Not bad. This game isn't hard. But now, we're fucking ugly! And that's another thing I fucking hate about this game. I don't want to play an ugly character. I'm already ugly in real life. Why would I want to be ugly in a fucking game I'm using as an escape mechanism? And now we're dead again. That was my fault, though, to be fair. So, I'm trying to get my petty bitchiness out as soon as possible so I can try my best to enjoy this game. Because that's what this playthrough is for. This playthrough is for, is this game actually as bad as I fucking think it is? And it's not that the game, I think, is a bad game. This game is fine. But Lords of the Fallen is also fine. The Surge is also fine. But that's it. They're fine. Is this at least lighter? Oh, they all parry. How is the small leather shield? Whatever. We're using this because it has... They all reflect 75%, so it really doesn't matter. They have a difference in their parrying animation where these stupid small parry shields go meh, which I fucking hate. Because I was one of those people who would parry barehanded in Dark Souls 1. Because I'm not a damn coward. So we're going to try and bait this guy into throwing a firebomb at us. And try and not destroy all those barrels, which we did. Well done. So they removed, oh dear. They removed, what is it, like body physics. So I can't like go, look at me, I can move this dead guy around. I don't care about that. That's nitpicky. Probably made the engine run a lot fucking smoother, to be honest. Which is something they really desperately needed. Because, oh boy, did Dark Souls 2 even run that on console. Alright, so, here's what we're gonna do. I know that this is a bad thing, and I probably shouldn't be doing it, but don't worry about it. Unfortunately, there isn't a good way to grind humanity, or human effigies, or whatever the fuck they're called. There's no good way to grind for them, because fucking Lord knows I would have done that. Why is my mouse not clicking on anything? And whoa! Can I have my mouse back, game? I wonder if it's because I have my mouse on the I'm gonna be really pissed if that's why. I believe that's why. That's kind of dumb. It literally steals my mouse. Give me back my mouse, you dumbass game. But yeah, I would farm human effigies forever, because that's the type of person I am. I recently played Persona 4. That was an accident, oh well. I recently played Persona 4. And by recently, I mean like, I don't know, like a couple of years ago. And in Yukiko's fucking dungeon, I grinded to level 30. And the final boss of that dungeon is level fucking 15, 20, 17, I want to say, actually. So you should know I'm a grindy boy. I am very much a grindy boy. I like to grind. I like to make things easy for myself. But unfortunately, this game doesn't like the grind. So now we can move on to two aspects of this game, which I believe are its worst points. And that is this number right here. This is soul memory. Every single soul you get and spend or die with adds to that little number. So if I die, like I died and lost 1,500 something souls, something like that, and that number is permanently ingrained into my character's data. So this is fucking stupid. Why? Because Dark Souls is fundamentally, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, the entire point is nothing is finite. Period. Nothing's finite at all. You ran out of all of your humanity, period? Well, guess what? You can just grind more. Oh, this boss is giving you a bit of trouble? That's fine. Grind it out for a minute or two. Get some levels, make that fucking boss cake. Oh, you ran out of items here? Well, that's fine. Just grind up some souls and buy some more. You literally cannot run out of anything except for Titanite slabs. And if you want more Titanite slabs, you can just fucking New Game Plus. But you don't need, like, more than 5. Titanite slabs are not that important. Side note, why can his attacks detonate those, but mine can't? Weird, huh? So, why did I give myself a bunch of those human effigies? I'm probably not going to summon for most of this game. And even if I did want to, they give you more than enough. Or if you really want to, you can just use the small white soapstone and cheese yourself through an area. There you are. Oh, fuck off. You can just get a small white soapstone, help a fucking ally, and get human. For free. Oh my goodness. I'm bad as fuck. So, it's not even that. It's just because I don't want to deal with being gross. That's all. Because I'm a whiny baby who likes to be pretty as I possibly can. That's all. Alright, so we're gonna try this. Oh, that didn't fucking work though. Sure, it makes it so I don't need to wear the Ring of Binding. That's fine, I don't care. Oh, right. I was rolling away as I remembered that attack, but I got hit by it anyway. Sad. Okay. So. Soul memory. It's very weird. It seems like a small gripe. But about that finiteness. There we go. Now we have a shortcut. Easy peasy. About that finiteness that I really enjoyed about Dark Souls 1. Because my first playthrough of Dark Souls 1, whew, it took me like 20 hours, maybe more. I don't even remember, because my Xbox would always reset time, because it had that issue. But it took me a fucking while. And the next time, I fucking got to, the Pursuer, not the Pursuer, Inner Londo in one sitting. So he's gonna curse me. So, the Pursuer. Never mind. The Pursuer. So the Pursuer, you can fight him early here, and if you do, his boss arena will just be empty. That is awesome! That is a great design decision. I think that's awesome. I enjoy that. Good job, Dark Souls 2. You did something good. I appreciate that. And I'm going to try and kudos Dark Souls as much as I possibly can in this playthrough. Dark Souls 2, anyway. Because God knows Dark Souls 1 gets enough. I believe he will not cross over this threshold. If I could cross over this threshold, though. Never mind, he totally did. So, soul memory. So, if in Dark Souls 1, everything is infinite and nothing matters, Dark Souls 2 is the literal opposite. I'm just gonna summon this guy because I want help with the pursuer because I'm a weenie. Dark Souls 2 is finite. So, I have 5,000 soul memory. That's kind of a lot. That's because I've died twice. And I'm being punished for dying. Which is something I don't think Dark Souls should do. Is the pursuer gone? Why is there a bunch of dudes swarming up here now? Where did you all come from? So, every single enemy can only be killed 13 times. You can only go through an area so many times. Lying piece of shit. And that's a good thing in a PvP sense. But in a gameplay sense, that fucking sucks. Because that means it is entirely possible to just kill every enemy in the game and just have that be it. That's a thing you can do in this game. And sure, that's cool for a second. So this is also really cool. You punch the door and get this guy to open it. So, you can bring them back with something called bonfire aesthetics, ascetics, something like that. Is this the trapped chest? Is this still trapped? I want to say this is still trapped. Look, I rolled and it still hit me, because let's add adaptability, that's a good idea. Fucking... ugh. Adaptability is bullshit. Joy. So I believe this is a flame? A life ring. So, everything is finite. You can only get so many bonfire aesthetics as far as I remember. So it is completely possible to... And so I should clarify what those do. They essentially put your game into that specific area that you use on that bonfire. Alright, so this guy's gonna be like, hey, there's treasure. And then you go through this. Anyway, it will New Game Plus that specific area. And that's a cool idea. Because you can just fight one boss over and over again if you so choose. So this door is going to close behind us because guess what? It's a trap. Nani? Totally not Patches the hyena. Doing Patches the hyena thing. So, New Game Plus is an area so you can do things like fight the boss again. Respawn all the enemies. And you can use it to get cool stuff, like, you can get... So, they also added something called Plus Rings, which is essentially that ring you like now has a stronger version of it. But if you want to stay in New Game for whatever reason, may it be PvP or otherwise, I forget how to get over there. Alright, what is your reward now?
I hope we can. Oh. It allows undead to... with luck.
Oh yeah, so the small white sign soapstone lets you be there for 5 minutes before it kicks you out. That's all. Ooh, spear. I forget what I was talking about. Aesthetics. So you can get like a... what's that there's a stamina regeneration ring, which is much better than Dark Souls 1. I don't even remember what it's called for the life of me. But it's pretty good. And you can get like a +2 variant of it. Actually, we passed where you could get it, but I didn't buy the Ferrous Lockstone, which is what's required to buy it. I don't have range. Shut up. Oh yeah, so there's this thing. This is a dude. I don't know why. I don't think they ever explain it. And his shadow is running at like 4 frames a second, so it looks fucking terrible. But that's a dude that was alive at some point. He was invisible for some reason. Now he's not. As they say in my homeland, eat shit and die. I wonder if I can make this jump. Sure can. Oh yeah, another thing Dark Souls 2 did right. Click jump. Holy shit, what an amazing fucking invention. And they didn't make it so you had to use it if you didn't want to. Because I know I certainly didn't want to use it my first couple times. Oh, I'm dead. Oh well. Anyway. So bonfire aesthetics. They're a great fucking idea. And if you kill all the enemies in the area, they'll just bring them all back. However, you can only get so many of them. So in one New Game run, it could be entirely possible to just New Game Plus as much as you possibly can, and then just bonfire stick as much as you possibly can, and then just beat all the enemies. And I'm sure that's something somebody decided to do because they thought it was a good idea. Alright, we're gonna try a different weapon, actually. Do I have to two-hand this? I don't even have the strength to use it. Oh, it's actually probably dexterity I lack to use it. Let's try the hand axe. So the giants, then. That's what this tree is. That entire giant plot line seems like it was not from this game. And I honestly think that calling them giants was a dumb idea. Because I don't know if you guys know anything about Dark Souls, but we already have giants. We have Gwyn, who was giant, and then we have giants. So why did we need a third type of giant? I don't know. So that's the From Software trick. Put a bunch of explosive fire barrels everywhere and have a dude throw fire bombs. It's been a thing since Demon's Souls'. Where the hell was I? I want my shit back. There's a ladder somewhere. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. Is it over here? It's over here. Anyway, so you could technically, if you were unlucky enough, just be bad at RNG, and I doubt this ever happens because RNG's pretty favorable in this game. But just be unlucky and not get an item drop that you want. Ever. On top of the fact that you can't grind for everything. You couldn't, like, I believe there's dudes that drop life gems. You all of a sudden cannot grind for infinite life gems. I mean, you can still buy infinite life gems, don't get me wrong, but you all of a sudden can't grind. Like, they are trying to disenfranchise grinding, I guess? But still, why? Why are you intentionally making things finite? And to add on to insult to injury, they have the soul memory system. So if a player is bad, and I'll explain what soul memory does here in a minute, but if a player is bad, they'll just have a higher soul memory fucking number than anything else. No. These bright bugs are interesting. I believe they added them because the game was hard. I think I might buy those because I think she has 3 here and 3 in her next location, but I don't remember. Anyway, so soul memory is a arbitrary number that dictates who you play with in multiplayer. So the co-op range for soul memory is huge, like unnecessarily huge. It's got a lot of it's big. But that's also PvP. It dictates PvP. So there's 2 things that can happen with that. Immediately when this game launched, there was like 4 guides showing the best way to get to every area for PvP with the lowest soul memory possible. So you could have somebody who literally beat the game invading you here. And if you spent all of your money on levels, you could have someone who is soul level like 60 when I am 13. Oh dear. Because that was all that dictated who you could play multiplayer with, was your soul memory. So technically, if I was a huge dirty fucking cheater, I could just make my soul memory 0. I'm gonna get hit. I could make my soul memory 0, make my player level 999999999999999. I mean, sure, there's more malicious ways of cheating. And then just invade forever against people who can't do shit, who have a weapon. On top of that, it punished you for dying. In Dark Souls 1, when you died, what did you lose? Time, and that's it. Everything. Even, oh, you lost 20,000 souls? Well, guess what? You can get those back. I actually think this little bridge being a giant sword, cool idea. But you literally get punished for dying, on top of already losing the time it took you to get there. Like, why, though? I just don't understand what fucking idiot thought it was a good idea to add soul memory. It's a fucking bad system. Fundamentally. And that is not like a controversial opinion. I watched a fucking 2-hour defense video from somebody I like to watch last night, and he brought up soul memory none times that I remember. I did probably fall asleep in the middle of it, but still. Why did he not bring up soul memory? Because it's a bad system. Because you can't defend it. Because it's just bad. And then they made a re-release of this game, and it's still here. Why? I do believe they tweaked the numbers a little bit. Little baby bit. But still. Why? Just why? Hold on, I need to check something really quick. Okay, there we go. So that's Dark Souls 2's issues. There's more. There's lots more. We'll get to a huge one when we get to the Pursuer. But that's Dark Souls 2. It's definitely got issues. I do. Oh, right. I completely forgot this was. This is my favorite boss in the game. And I forgot he was in the game. He gives us the key to open those orange doors. And mild-mannered pate. Totally not. Patches, by the way. So these are both, oh my fucking god. These are both NPCs, because I'm surprised as many people are playing the game as it is. So they added this grape jelly when you first see bosses for some reason. How is he making noise? So this is a giant. Forget what you thought about the giants in Dark Souls 1. This is a giant. The last giant, allegedly. He sounds like he's made of rock when he's supposed to be made of wood. So he's supposed to be really hard because I have 2 summons. But he's still not too bad. He's a fucking cake boss. Like, he doesn't do much at all. Oh, right, I should be using Estus Flasks because that's what these were made for, right? Just boss encounters, that's it. Hold on, let me slowly... I hate adaptability. That is something I also believe they should have removed. Just period. Get rid of adaptability, it's a bad stat. So that's like my favorite thing that he does. He just tears, he Gundam style. By the way, that happens in 08, the mess team. Gundam style rips off his arm and fucking beats you with it like a club. That is badass. Except the reason he did it in 08, the mess team, was because he lost his weapon and needed the extra range, and he already has shit tons of range on us. So why he ripped his arm off, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. That Sticky Stompy did a lot of damage. I also hate that if you run out of stamina while you're blocking, you do this huge recoil and you can be riposte. The riposte I don't mind. The huge like, whoa, I can't believe you broke my stamina thing is really dumb. So the soldier key is what we needed. I believe you can only open that door from the back side, but there's just a lizard and I think a fire sword or something in there. Nothing important at all. So soul memory is dumb, adaptability is fucking dumb, which if you're uninclined and if you've gone this long without hearing about adaptability, whoo boy! So, the first thing Dark Souls 2 did was split off endurance. So endurance, in Dark Souls 1, was a stat that would give you extra stamina and equip load and resistances. So essentially, the build path was I'm actually going to buy this. The build path was get your strength or your dexterity or both to the soft cap. Also, it lets you use multiple souls at once, and that's amazing. Best feature of this game. What was I saying? Oh god. Adaptability. Yes. So, there was vitality, which gave you health, endurance, which gave you stamina, stamina regeneration, equip load, Attunement, which gave you spell slots. Strength, which gave you strength, dexterity. So you would just get your strength and your dexterity up to the soft cap. Get some vitality. And then just put every other point you had into endurance. It was the biggest dump stat ever. Like, the Giant Dad build has like 66 fucking strength. So they, of course, split that off. Because they needed to. Vigor is now health. Endurance is now equip load. And vitality is now stamina. Or it might be the other way around. So then they added... What is the button? Adaptability. Raises various attributes to ensure one's survival. Boosts agility and various resistances. So you see on the right there's the AGL stat. Boosts ease of evasion and other actions. So it's literally a stat that makes your roll have more iframes. So at the start, you're pretty much required to use a shield unless you want to put everything into adaptability. What the fuck, guys? Why? And it also increases the speed at which you drink Estus. And the speed at which you push switches, which miraculously no longer have invincibility frames, which let you run through all the areas, ignore all the enemies, and then push open a door because you would be invincible for it. Who thought a stat like that was a good idea? Alright. I will be back in about 20 minutes. I'm going to shut down the stream on this end, but I'll be right back.